there's a difference between a restaurant where I'm gonna take my mistress and one where I'm gonna have a business lunch. If I want an intimate place, then I don't wanna be seeing everybody else, and I don't want them to be seeing me. So I have separate booths, or at least lighting that maybe gave me a focal point in the center of each table that doesn't shine the light on the person, where the light you get on the face is reflected off the tablecloth. In fact, I hate sitting under a downlight in a restaurant. I ask to be moved if I'm in the wrong place. So I tend to focus on if Chinese, again, it depends what kind of restaurant. If it's a Chinese restaurant, you've got all this food in the middle of the table, you know, that the light should be concentrated there, and rather than on the people. If I'm having European serving, then maybe some flowers on the middle table that the light is focused on, or some candles. Now, if I use candles, then I want to either be low or high. I can have candles floating in a dish below eye level, or it can be above. What I don't want it is level. That disrupts eye-to-eye contact. So anyway, you know, when you ask me about these questions, I don't go and do any project with a preconceived idea what solution is. I'm sort of looking at the problem, saying, you know, what's the architect trying to do, what's the institution trying to do, and I try out some ideas, and I listen if someone has a logical objection to what I'm trying to do, and say, okay, well, if that's the case, if that's the focus, then how about this way? I remember I was working with John Portman. You know John Portman, you Hyatt Hotels. Okay. So this is shortly after I started working with him, and we're sitting in this a restaurant in Atlanta, at one of his well-known locations, the Midnight Sun restaurant. And this restaurant had a pool and fountain outside, and then it had a lot of waterways running through the restaurant, channels with water in it. I said, John, you finished a glass of water? He said, yes. Okay, I'm going to show you something. I got this glass of water, and I filled it, poured it in the mine, until only surface tension held the water in. So now, you know, that's going to command your attention, because why do you think you pay attention to a little sliver of glass on the sidewalk or banana peel? Because your perception is tuned to looking for dangers. I had a black stripe on the sidewalk that's got much more contrast, but I'm not going to pay attention to it. It's a crack in the ceiling. It's the water's about to spill. It's a fire that's going to burn the house down. That's why I pay attention to that flickering fire. And so as a result of that, I said, you know, the water in this restaurant looks like a dirty ditch I want to throw my cigarette butts in. But if your pools go right up the surface, in fact, the Persian pools always did that, right up to the top. It's down 6 inches, not the same. So the next project we did, there's a Hyatt Regency in Chicago. They had a pond in the gourmet restaurant, and the water goes up there. You don't know there's a little crack there between the metal retainer from the water and the edge. But then he did it again in San Francisco, the Hyatt Regency. There it doesn't work, because he's got the water like that, but there's another pool below it. So, you know, there's no threat anymore.